Yo, hey, yo, welcome back to Rich Aesthetic. I know it's been a while and honestly, I've got no excuse, but today's video is on the HidrateSpark water bottle, but specifically the app, because the 1 year later review I made on the water bottle has been popping off for whatever reason. And I want to talk about how to best set up the app so that way it's not becoming an intrusion on your life. Because on default settings, you are going to find yourself getting quite a bit of reminders, not only from the bottle, but also on your phone. And as healthy as it is to be drinking a lot of water, I think we can all agree we don't need someone constantly ringing our doorbell, reminding us to do so. So let's jump into this. So first off, because the title of the video is about setting up the bottle, let's talk about how to do that. So once you've got your bottle, go ahead and charge up your puck if it isn't charged already. You can do so by putting it on the charger and just seeing if it's flashing green lights or if it's a solid green light. Once that's done, go ahead, put it into your bottle, and it'll already be powered on and everything. All you're gonna do is go into the Hidrate app. If you haven't got that, the link is in the description. It'll also be on your product portfolio, or sorry, the manual. Now, you don't even have to go into settings and then Bluetooth. Don't do that. Just go into the app and then you're gonna go to the bottles tab and then tap on add new bottle. It'll automatically search for a bottle, see that the one's there, and then start connecting. And then it'll actually end up in your Bluetooth settings as well once it's added to the app. So you don't have to do anything like that. Now, once it's connected to your bottle, you're going to hit next because now you're going to start the the calibration process with the bottle, which is just to tell the puck, okay, this is the size of the bottle. In this case, it's the 720 Triton. For this one, maybe you have the 620 insulated steel pro, maybe you have the larger one. And yes, I'm using milliliters instead of ounces, my bad. And you're going to go ahead and set the bottle upright, empty, it'll calibrate that, and then you're going to fill it up, set it upright, and then again calibrate that. Now in the puck there's actually a weight sensor. That's the way it's logging how much you have drank. Okay, and that's the bottle set up. So we'll move on to the next part of the video. By the way, if you've been enjoying it so far, go ahead, tap that like button, and then also consider subscribing for more videos like this. Now we're going to get into app settings that I would change. So the first thing I want to talk about are reminders. Now, if you watched my video that I posted a while back on how to not allow notifications to become an intrusion or whatever, you'll know that I find my phone is pretty much the same as my front door, right? It's the access to me as a person, whether that is physically or digitally. So from the app, I actually want the reminders from 7 a.m. from when I wake up until 10 when I go to bed. Now, that's just a window of time that the app is able to send me the notifications, but the number of notifications that I want, I am going to limit. Now on my phone, I feel like 3 reminders, that's the sweet spot for me. And on top of that, I only want the reminder if I'm actually behind. Now that should be on as a default setting, and it might be, I've forgotten since I've last set up my bottle. But if it's not, it really should be, because why are you being reminded to drink if you're actually ahead of your goal? Now, on top of that, it is kind of cool that you can set the types of notifications you're getting, whether they be motivational, funny, quotes, or whatever. That's subjective, so choose what you want, maybe try them all, and then cut back on the ones you don't like. Next, we get into the next type of reminders, which would be the bottle globe reminders. Now, this is more important in the sense of battery life and also effect than it is functionality. Like, I don't usually see that my bottle's glowing. Actually, ironically, when I'm teaching English, my students are the ones who see my bottle glow, and that'll be like a little break time. It's okay, everyone grab a drink of water. I drink my water, set that back down, and they're always like, oh, that's so cool, and I get to play it off as being magic or whatever. Now, for battery life, again, we only want this glowing if we actually are behind on the goal. So that's same setting here as with the phone reminders. Then the number of glows per day, you can set that to what you want. Now I have the bottle glow reminders set to a little bit lower of a number. Again, battery life and also the fact that we're not seeing them that often, at least I am not. And then I want it to glow when I've drank. Now the reason you're going to do this is because if you set down the bottle and you don't see it glow, having this setting on tells you, okay, it hasn't actually recorded that I drank that water. Now that's important because sometimes I'll finish the bottle, set it down, not let it glow, and maybe I missed it or whatever, fill it back up with water, and if it didn't record what I drank, you actually lose that. That's the way it works, right? You drink, it weighs, and then it logs it to your phone. So if you don't give it a chance to do that, so yeah, set that up how you like, play around with it. All of this is not black and white, right? Maybe you want more glows, maybe you want less, fewer. Maybe the most important part of the settings that we should check out is the goal. Now here you can have either the recommendation, which comes from the app, or manual. Now if you've already gotten or received a recommendation from like a nutritionist or your doctor, or you just know yourself how much you should drink, go ahead and go with that option. I don't need to tell you that. But if you don't have any idea, you could go with the recommendation, and that takes your personal body composition parameters, you know, like height, gender, and your weight and all that. And then also the local weather, because if it's, you know, more humid or more dry, it'll up and lower, you know, the amount of water you need to drink respective. So once you've got that set, you're pretty much good and you can go out in the world. The last part that I want to talk about is the drink list. Now, this is more of a convenience thing to set up more than you know, typical usage, because like usually your bottle will be logging automatically what it is that you're drinking. But sometimes maybe you got to a restaurant and you didn't carry your water bottle inside, you'll not have that opportunity to log what you drank automatically. So instead you're going to have to do it manually. Now, to do that, you can set up a few different quick add drinks. So I have water set to the size of my bottle. And I do that because if my puck is charging, then I would have to log manually. Now that I only have to do like once every kind of 2 weeks or so, maybe twice, depending on how much I drank during that time period. And I'm fine with using one of the quick add slots, of which you have 3, because I don't typically use it anyway. So I don't need all 3 all the time. So I'm willing to lose that for the convenience every 2 weeks rather than the convenience every day. Then the next thing I have set up is coffee, because I typically drink this amount in my mug. And then the last one is just like a small cup size of water for when I'm at a restaurant. Here, cups are really small when you're getting the free water, so this kind of covers that. And I try not to use it too much just because it is kind of estimate. All right, but then below that, you get into the drink list settings. Now, the nice thing about the drink list is it does cover quite a variety, like a vague variety of drinks, you know, water obviously, then coffee and tea, so that should cover most things. But you can't add any of your own, which might be a good thing because people might try adding Coke or other soda beverages to the list when those should really more be logged for caloric intake instead of hydration. So this does, I think, do a good job of covering that. Now, a weird thing about the list is you see you'll be able to tap into the options, but tapping into it doesn't give you any extra settings to mess with. As you can see, it shows the hydration level and also whether you want it or don't want it to count towards your goal. So yeah, once you've gone through that, that's pretty much all. That's how I've got mine set up. I really enjoy using the HidrateSpark water bottles. I don't really use the app that much. It's kind of a set it and forget it type of deal. Instead, check out my review on Foodnom if you want to know about a better way to look at all of your health, like caloric consumption and also drink consumption data. So yeah, go ahead, check out that video up in the cards above. Thanks for sticking around if you still are. If you're seeing this, leave a comment down below letting me know you watched the whole thing, and I hope you enjoy the video. Thanks again, and Rich Aesthetic out.